Wakey, wakey.
Welcome back to I'll Make a Stat of You, the podcast where I'll never do that weird deep voice I did 3 episodes ago again. Because, man, I just edited that episode and it's wacky. Anyway, I'm Phil and I introduced Stray Kids to my friend Tom.
Hi, I'm
Hi,
Tom.
Hey,
That's
how's it
me.
going?
It's going pretty good.
Yeah.
Today was a day.
Today was a day.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had to go to the DMV and update my registration. Which,
Like for your car?
yeah, for my vehicular.
Oh, right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We don't have a DMV in Texas.
Well, it wasn't the DMV technically. It was the tax collector's office, I guess.
Oh, yeah. I guess that's the same.
And so I was there like damn near all morning. Well, like I went there and then they were like, "Oh, we need your orders," because I was like trying to register because my registration was out of state. And
oh, right.
And I was like, "Oh, but I need registration." And they're like, "Well, are you transferring the title?" And I was like, "Why would I transfer the title to Florida? I'm about to move back to the state that it's currently registered in." You know, like.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just like this whole mess. And they're like, "Well, we need your orders. We need this. We need that." So I kept like having to go back home and like print off more shit.
Come on.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah.
But is this one of those situations where like you would have had to work otherwise, but instead you were spending all day going back and forth between the DMV and home?
100%. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, yesterday, because I planned on doing this Friday, but they were like, "Oh, we're going to go underway Friday."
Oh, right.
So,
yeah.
So yesterday, when they like finally like confirmed that, I was like, "Yeah, so I'm not going to come to work tomorrow because I need to go to the DMV." And they were like, "What?" And I'm like, "Well, I was going to go Friday, but now we get to go underway, so it's your fault."
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. For real.
And they were like, "Okay."
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
If you say so. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, either way, it got you out of having to work today, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
So.
When the day that I did all of that stuff that they actually like gave me a counseling chip for, when I was coming back, I was coming back home from the tailor's and I was like, I'll just swing by the housing office and the lady that works there was like, I guess, leaving for lunch at that time. And so like I was walking up as she was leaving and she was like, "I'm the only one working today." And I'm like, "I have to go to lunch." You know, like I put it in an order, so I got to go pick it up. "So can you come back in like an hour?" And I was like, yeah, no problem. And she's like, "I'm so sorry. Like, I don't, I'm not trying to turn you away or anything. It's just like, I have to go right now, And I was like, no, trust me. It's all good. You're getting me out of work.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. I mean, like, look, you're about to leave. So I don't know, man. It's just like so much of this week and the last few weeks and probably the next few weeks is just going to be them being like, "Hey, you have to be at work today." And you being like, "No, I'm not. I have stuff I have to do because I'm moving."
Yeah.
So like, what are you supposed to do? Not do that? Like, you have to get the stuff done. And they know that. It's just, yeah, I don't know.
I'm really, I'm looking forward to seeing like what the final word is on my, on the stay behind, like for this, because they're about to go underway for like 3 weeks. And,
which you cannot do.
Right. Well, yeah, it's just like, it's the most inconvenient time for me, especially because I actually have appointments like scheduled during all that. Like I have things that I have to do during all that time. And, yeah, so I just don't know. I don't know what's going to work. One of the options that they gave me, I don't know if I told you about this, but one of the options that they said, so we have a new chief kind of like filling in for us right now because our other chief is like at school, and he was like, I'm going to tell you the 3 possibilities in order of most likely, you know? And he's like, the most likely is, you get underway, and then when we get to, we're going to go stop at a port for like a week. So we're going to be in a port for a week, but not here, you know?
Right.
And he's like, when we leave there, the day that we leave, you'll just go to the airport and fly home instead. And, and I was like, okay, which gives me like a week back, you know, like a week and a half ish.
Right.
Back home. And he's like, option 2 is you just go on the whole underway. And then option,
why is that an option?
Right. And then option 3 is we get you on the stay behind. And I'm like, well, let's really I need option 3. Like, let's make option 3 happen.
Yeah.
It's
well,
the one that
they do.
The thing is, because I was like, okay, option 1 is I go to the airport and fly home. Like, I'm about to move. I'm not trying to spend money on a plane ticket that I shouldn't have to buy in the first place. And he's like, oh no, the ship will cover that. Like, the ship will fly you home. They'll take you to the airport and fly you home. And I'm like, then why do it at all?
Yeah.
Like, it saves everyone time and money to just not give me, like, to not put me on the underway. Like,
yeah. So weird.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that there are people who are going to stay with the ship and be with the ship that need, you know, to have unsupervised practice in the role rather than, you know, they're going to have to be there in just a few weeks.
We've been pushing them. I've been pushing them for that. Like, anytime something gets called down and they're like, this needs to happen right away, I'm like, okay, I'm going to pretend like I'm not here, because if you call down with this request in a month, this is the response you're going to get. So then I turn to like one of the new guys and I'm like, go do this. And they're like, I don't know how. And I'm like, figure it out. And if you can't in the next hour, then come get me. You know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, good. Glad that's moving along. I mean, like, hopefully they let you stay behind. We're recording all these episodes right now. If you're listening to this in the future, turns out we recorded these all very close together for the last few weeks so that there would be time available, not just for Tom to work on the moving and stuff, but also because by the time that this episode is released, I will have seen Stray Kids in concert. Yeah. So I'm just saying.
Just one more. After that conversation, after we went over like the options, I was like, look, here's the only thing that I feel like matters in the conversation as to whether or not I need to go on this underway, and that is, let me look at the calendar really quick. No, stop giving me notifications. Calendar. So the underway is 1. Okay, so if we get underway next week, which is when this is supposed to happen, right? Like, let's say we leave like Thursday or Friday. We get into the next port the following week. So we're talking like 3 or 4 days where I'm actually underway with the ship. That's what they're worried about, right? So I'm like, the ship needs to evaluate what role I'm going to play in those 4 days that they're okay with me not playing in the days following because I'm going to be gone.
Right. Yeah, like it just doesn't make sense. And yeah. Trial by fire. Get those other people in there. You know what I mean? Like, just throw them to the wolves, okay?
Yeah. It just, I don't know. It makes no fucking sense. But
it doesn't make any sense.
That's classic.
They already
Navy.
know you're leaving. Yeah, but
tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow, hopefully will be my last duty day on the ship.
Oh snap! Things are really happening.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty exciting. I mean, that's really cool.
But then we get underway Friday and then come back Saturday. So,
well, you know, just think of it as your farewell cruise.
Yeah. The last time I go underway, hopefully.
Yeah.
For one little day. Oh, actually, no. There's another one next week also, right before the big underway that I might have to.
Yeah. Oh well.
That's also for just like a day.
That one will be the farewell. Anyway, I don't know. You know what I've been doing? You know how I watch Andy, right? Stream every day. the whole week he's taking off, right? So he's not streaming. So I'm at work, right? And I don't have anything to do. And so I've told you, we've been talking about, I've been watching all this like 90s sci-fi, but like, let's just say that I'm not sure that my work's IT department would appreciate me like signing into my Plex server from work, right? So I'm not going to do that, right? So I was like looking for something on a legit streaming service, and I pulled up Paramount Plus, and I found on there Under the Dome, which is like a Stephen King TV series.
I feel like I've heard of this.
Jeanette and I watched like the first I think almost the whole first season, and I didn't remember very much, so I was like, yeah, this is fine, I'll put this on. I started on like the 4th episode of season 1 and started watching it from there yesterday. As of today, so it's now been 2 days of me watching it, I am now on episode 11 of season 2.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I've watched a lot of it. There's only 3 seasons, and I'm a little sad. So far, so good. Yeah, I mean, like the first episode, it's like a mystery box show, right? It's like Lost, right? They're gonna pull that first episode of Lost, sucks you in. Like you're gonna watch a bunch of episodes just because of the first episode. I feel like one of the things that's great about it is that it has. Sorry, I don't know the actor's name. The actor who plays Hank in Breaking Bad, he's like one of the main characters in the cast, and he's kind of a bad guy. And so, you know, like the kind of like head down, evil, straight ahead stare that he does sometimes in Breaking Bad. Yeah. He gets to do it all the time because like there's just moments where he's like presented with a moral quandary where he could like do the evil thing or do the good thing, and he's constantly like, I'll do the evil thing. And he just like gets the meme look on his face, and he's like, I'm driving away and leaving this lady to drown in the lake. Like it's God. Yeah, he does that. It's you know, it's good. I'm enjoying it for sure. You know, it's like there's all of these like weird wacky shows like that are like these mystery box shows that I actually like really like, and like nobody, like most of them didn't get past season 1. Like, did you ever watch the show Surface?
No.
Oh, it's like nobody else did. It's okay. It's like one of those shows where like this kid finds an egg. It's like from 3 different people's viewpoints. There's like a scientist. There's a guy who's like who's an oil rig worker who was, you know, diving, and he saw a monster under the water. And then there's like a kid who found an egg, and like a weird lizard thing like grows out of it or whatever, comes out of it. And like by the end of it, the entire shape of the world as we know it had changed. Like it escalates so quickly within like whatever 13 episodes that it has. And I made Jeanette watch it because it was like, trust me, it's worth the payoff. Even though it basically ends on like a giant cliffhanger, because you're like, well, the whole world is different now. What happens? And you never find out. So yeah, anyway, I like it.
I got a question for you.
Sure.
You ever watch the Stargate, any of the Stargate series?
I've watched all of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, because like, I don't know, it's been coming up on my recommended shows when I'm like browsing late at night. I'm just trying to find something to fucking put on. And like, I don't know, I got to one section that's just like Stargate this, Stargate that, Stargate this. And I'm like, holy shit, there's a lot of Stargate. I mean, I knew about all these Stargates, but like I'd never seen them all side by side like that before. And I was like, there is a shitload of Stargate.
There's a lot.
It's got to be good, right? So I don't know. I kind of want to give it a try. I've never watched any Stargate.
No, just start with SG-1. I mean, you could have you watched the movie with Kurt Russell?
I have seen nothing about Stargate.
Oh shit! You have to watch the movie. Sadly,
like first,
because it's like the show is a direct sequel, like literally
or prequel.
Sequel.
So you're saying watch the movie first,
right? Because the show
and then
takes place immediately after the movie.
So you're saying it's a prequel.
The movie is a prequel, but the show is a sequel to the movie.
That's what I'm saying. You said it the wrong way.
No, I said anyway. It doesn't matter.
All right.
Either way, like I love that. I love it. It's great. It's wonderful. Also, Kratos is in it, so you love that.
Yep.
Love to see it.
Kratos. You don't even know his name?
I know his name. He's Christopher Judge, and his name is Teal'c.
Okay.
Jaffa Kree.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't know what I'm saying. Jaffa Kree.
No, I have no idea what you're saying. I'm sure it's really good though.
It's really good.
Wait, hold on. Cut that part about me saying I don't know what you're saying. Dude, sick reference. That was so cool.
Thanks. I appreciate you recognize it. It's the language of the Jaffa.
Yeah. Kree. Judge.
Well, yeah, Kree,
Kratos.
Kratos. Jaffa Kratos. So stupid. Anyway, like the best thing in that show is Richard Dean Anderson's sarcasm constantly throughout the run of the show that he's sarcasm. On. It's great. So yeah, his sarcasm makes it. I think you'll love it. But
all right.
Anyway, we do other things other than watch Stargate.
We
SG-1.
are a Stray Kids podcast.
It is a Stray Kids podcast, and we watched Finding Stray Kids season 3, episode 1. We found them. Yeah. This is a podcast. Did you know that?
Is it a tickling podcast?
This is not going to be the tickling podcast. But you know, I literally Tommy loves tummy tickles.
Oh
we
God.
Know this.
It's on record now.
It's been on record.
Has it? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we kept it in one of the right before we played the opening one time. Okay. Anyway, sorry.
That's all right.
It's just
this is episode 90. There's so much content before this that
right. If you're already listening to episode 90, like you know what Tommy loves
tummy tickles.
Anyway, so in Finding Stray Kids, they're finding out like their love compatibility for a love race. They're gonna find out who is the most loving of the members to race for love. Yeah. So it's pretty good. Well, this was filmed like for Maxident, right? And of course, Maxident has Case 143 being a love song, the first love song title track. So, like it's all like love themed, right? They're going to like do these compatibility quizzes and stuff like that. So, so far so good. I mean, I thought it was pretty funny. What weirded me out is we started the episode and I was just like, oh man, like I feel like I've seen this location before. Have I seen them shoot something else here? Have they? Because I feel like there was like a time I was like thinking the whole time they were in the opening, like walking down this pathway. And I was like, I feel like there was something we watched where they were in this place, but they were like hanging out in the rooms, in these small rooms. And I just couldn't put my finger on it. And then we got like past the opening where they're like doing like a question and answer like quiz thing. And I'm like, oh, it's this. I've watched this episode before. Like, I was just like, wait, something is familiar here. Yeah. And then, of course, I just made sure to ask Jeanette. I was like, did we watch this before? And she's like, yes.
That exact same thing happened. I don't know. A couple months ago, Anna and I started watching this show called Black Sails or something like that.
Yeah, Black Sails. That's about pirates.
Yeah, and we were like, I don't know, we were like halfway through episode 2, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I've seen this before. And Anna goes, yes, we've watched this. I don't know why we're watching it again. I was like, why didn't you say anything?
That's incredible. What? I've watched the first episode of that show. It seems like a show I would like to watch, but for some reason I just, it's not one that I could put on late at night. It's not one I can watch around the kids. Like, so my window for being able to watch a show like that is pretty narrow.
Yeah.
But,
oh, true. Yeah. It is a little,
yeah. I was teaching Logan how like, hey, like these are the game ratings. If it says M, that's grown-ups only. and T and E, right? And so like, because we were looking at games, because he always is like, let's play a game we can play together. And I'm like, okay, we'll look through these games and see if there's something that's co-op. And I'm like, but we got to look for the E that says that we can both play it. And he's like, okay. And so like, we'll go through scrolling through games, and I'm like, can't play that, can't play that, can't play that. And I'm like, I don't know what this is. Click on it. Nah, that's got an M. Can we play that? And he's like, no. I'm like, that's good. Good kid. Yes.
Good. My fan is going fucking crazy. It's making so much noise, but I don't see it picking up on Audacity. But I'm gonna go turn it down a little bit just in case. So let me just.
Is it like clicking? Because I can hear it.
You can hear that? Yeah, it's like you know, the like shell around the light is like loose, so it's like rattling around as the fan is shaking it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do know what you're saying.
Do you know
should,
what I'm saying?
yeah, you should like turn that down or turn it off or something, because it may just, your mic may only pick it up while you're talking.
I hope so. Yeah. But yeah, I'll be right back.
Okay. All right. And then there was just the rest of us. Hello, everybody.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Anyway,
Now it's gonna
Stray
get
Kids.
hot in here.
It's getting hot in here.
Yeah. You know what? Who was it? Nelly? Was it? Is that a Nelly song? I don't know.
Yes, there is a
it was
Nelly song.
Okay.
But I was quoting the toy grill that my kids have.
Oh, okay.
That goes, "It's hot in here."
All right.
Yeah, because it's a grill, and the face is on the inside of the cover, so you shut it, and he's like, "Oh, it's so hot." See, Jeanette thinks this is a joke just for Jeanette, because she hears it all the time, or has heard it.
Right.
So,
well, I'm going to take off every single piece of clothing that I have for the rest of this episode.
Well, you don't have that many on, so
that's true. Wait, how do you know? You have cameras in here? Are you looking?
Yes,
are you watching
of course,
me?
always.
Yeah,
always.
How many articles of clothing do you think I'm wearing?
2.
That's close.
Oh, is it 1?
No, it's 3.
Okay, all right.
Sometimes it's 1, you know, when
Look,
I'm like,
it could have been 1, but like, get your mind out of the gutter. He's wearing a romper, okay?
Yeah. I'm wearing you know, boxers or boxer briefs technically. And then my my black sweatpants that are like my signature I'm at home doing nothing pants, you know? And then
you got to have I'm at home doing nothing pants.
Yeah, and then my one of my ghost tees.
Ah, classic.
Yeah, it's the one with all the rats.
Rats.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so Stray Kids had to do this big old long quiz where they were they had like 10 questions, and they had to choose whether they agree with the statement or not. And if they agreed with the statement, they had to back it up with some actual knowledge, or else they would not get a point.
I just want to interject really quick here.
Yes.
I hate wearing socks. Wearing socks is like the most uncomfortable thing. Yeah. It's so awful because I mean, I don't know how you feel about it, but like I have leg hair, you know, and like when I wear socks, then my socks are just like rubbing up against the fucking leg hair, and it gets all itchy, and I hate it. So,
well, that does not happen to me, but do you have like long socks? Like my socks stop at my ankles.
Well, I have to wear long socks because I wear boots.
Yeah.
So like almost all of my socks I do have like ankle socks, but I just never wear them because most of the time I'm putting on, you know, my long socks because I gotta go to work.
I like to wear like I always am wearing my ankle socks because I like my feet to be toasty. And you know what's annoying is that like Jeanette, like every year for Christmas, this isn't like actually annoying, but you know what I mean. Like every year for Christmas, either I or her parents or some combination of the both of us will get her like these like cool fuzzy warm socks that are like cute and fun and stuff. But like I can't get fuzzy socks in my size. Nobody's out there being like, oh, you want some like fuzzy warm socks that are cozy to just like hang around and like watch Survivor in bed or something while you have toasty warm socks on? Sorry, your feet are too big. Just wear normal socks.
Go on Etsy.
Go on Etsy. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, no, I do like wearing socks. I'm wearing socks right now.
What kind of socks are they? Are they just like standard like
just like Costco socks?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Although when we go to we just got a Costco membership and we went there and Jeanette was like, I'm gonna go see if they have socks in your size, and she goes and looks and she's like, they don't.
We talked about this.
Shit. Did we talk about this?
Yeah, like 4 episodes ago or something like that.
Oh my god. I was thinking about it because I'm like, God damn it. I need socks.
Yeah.
I can just order them on Costco's website. Like I can just get them in a giant pack. Because, like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I like to be efficient.
Socks are no good. And whoever said like, oh yeah, just wear ankle socks with boots. There's this thing called uniform regulations that I have to, for some reason, care about. Not that I care about it very often. We have to, when we're in dress uniforms, we have to wear like all of your awards and like ribbons and shit. You have a ribbon rack which has like all of your ribbons that signify all the things that you've done, or whatever that are worth noting or whatever. Most people wear the full rack, like however many ribbons they have, they show them all off. But according to uniform instruction, you can choose instead to just wear your top 3. So just like one bar with 3 ribbons on it. That's all you have to wear as long as they're your top 3. So what I do is I just like, I have 3 ribbons. I don't know if they're probably not my top 3, but they're at least 3 ribbons and I just wear those, and
nobody's going to check.
No, but somebody did. Somebody was like,
no way.
Yeah. Cause one of the ribbons you can get is called the Good Conduct Medal, which is like, you've been in for a certain amount of years and you've never, gone up, for non-judicial punishment or anything. So I was doing colors one day, which is just like raising the flag or lowering it, depending on what time of day it is. And I was in my dress uniform, and this lieutenant commander was like looking at me, and he goes, petty officer, my name, and he's like, how long have you been in? And I don't know, I was like 6 or 7 years, and he's like, oh, you ever been amassed? And I was like, no, but in my head I'm like, that's a really fucking weird question to ask somebody.
You're about to be.
Yeah, like that's what I'm thinking. And he's like, oh, well, why don't you have your Good Conduct Medal on there? Because it's higher than all of the medals that you have on right now. And I was like, oh, well, to be honest with you, sir, what I do is I just put all my medals in a hat, and then I just pick 3 out of the hat and put them on that day.
That way you cycle them out, they all get some attention.
Yeah. And he's like, please tell me you're kidding. And I'm like, I'm kidding about that part.
Please tell me you're kidding.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. The amount of stories you've told fucking around in the Navy in ways that like people explicitly would expect you not to is so good. Like incredible. Like, well, even in the smallest way.
I think I feel like if you, I don't know, the amount of stuff that I get away with, I feel like is only possible because of like my work ethic aside from that, like when I'm actually doing my job, I'm fucking killing it, So when I decide like I want to bend the rules here, everyone's just like, "Oh, Tom, you silly guy."
Right? Yeah. Yeah. Did you have to change your ribbons after that, or did you just keep them the same?
No, I just kept them the same.
Best result. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, Stray Kids, on the other hand, were trying to get to know each other. They had 10 different questions. I didn't write them all down. They were going by pretty quick, but we had some like, what Han thought was genre preference, but it was more like your preferred way to watch a movie, and so, or your preference when watching movies, and so it could be genre, or it could be like, I like to eat popcorn, or whatever. So It was interesting. Also, I think the most bullshit answer of that question was they were like asking Lino. They were like, wait, what is your favorite genre? Blah blah blah. Or like, is it thriller? You like thrillers or something? Because we watched a lot of horror movies together, or whatever. And he's just like, I like all movies. And I'm like, that is such a fucking cop out. It isn't. What? That you can't use that as your answer. But anyway, so
say it again. Say it. You can't use what as your answer?
He said his preference when watching movies is that he likes all movies. And I'm like, no, that's not a preference.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I know. He was trying to be cheeky. I get it. Like, yeah, he was on purpose. He was messing with them. And I appreciate it.
So okay, sure, he's trying to be difficult, but explain to me okay, when you want to watch a movie, what is your preference for watching a movie?
I like to have at least 2 different kinds of movie candy and popcorn. That's how I would say my preference is. Or if you were for meaning snacks. Like my favorite genre,
right? Your genre.
It would be. It's hard for me to decide. Sci-fi, maybe sci-fi. It's hard because like the most recent movie that I watched was Everything Everywhere All at Once, and it was incredible. And I'm like, that's what I want to watch.
I don't know anything about this movie. I've heard about it. What
Have you not seen it?
I try as hard as I can not to watch trailers. Because trailers are spoilers, and I hate spoilers.
I went in blind, other than knowing that there were some like people like actors that I like in it.
The only thing that I know about this movie is that it exists and that people have talked about it.
You should watch it, knowing nothing else.
Oh, okay.
Like, you should watch it. I mean, that is the ideal way to enjoy that movie. It's worth watching. Yeah.
Right. Well,
what's your preference for watching movies?
My preference for watching movies is it fucking better be good, because I'm going to be really disappointed if I get like 20 minutes into it and I realize that it's not going to go in any direction that I like and have to turn it off,
Oh no.
So I don't know, genre wise, I couldn't really say, because I like a wide variety of genres. But I'm also kind of, I don't know. I don't think I'm picky, but at the same time, there are some like wickets that need to be met that I can't even think of to describe. It just like it needs to be good, And some movies that you think are bad are good because they like meet my criteria, Like, you ever seen the movie Perfume, the story of a murderer? That's a weird fucking movie, and it's probably bad by all accounts, but I think it's incredible.
Huh. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Maybe I should watch it. But have you ever seen a romantic comedy with Adam Sandler?
Is the movie called a romantic comedy? Or are you just saying?
I'm saying general? as a general thing, with Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler.
Wedding Singer, a fantastic movie. 50 First Dates, fantastic movie. It's not Dooth, it's a protein fake. Yeah,
right, yeah.
What else is there? I haven't seen Blended. I watched Spanglish. I don't remember it though.
Was she in Spanglish, or was that just Adam Sandler?
I thought that was who was that? That wasn't Drew Barrymore. That was
okay.
That was that. Salma Hayek. I'm pretty sure.
Salma Hayek. Yeah. Have you seen Blended?
No.
It was like it's like a Jeanette and I were just like one day we were like, let's watch it. We like all of those movies. Let's just watch this one. And it was like, it was pretty good. We enjoyed it. I don't know. I'm sure it has like terrible ratings, but I love it.
Yeah.
There's a gag that they do throughout the entire movie where like, because they're in like South Africa on this like retreat that was meant for like blended families, which are like, you know, like when you have kids from different marriages and you're bringing them together.
Oh, okay.
And so it's like it's all blending, right? But like every once in a while there will be like a joke or a gag or something happening, and there'll just be like South Africans in the background, like background characters and stuff that will just like make commentaries, like participate in the ongoing conversation. They just like jump in. It's so funny. I don't know. Anyway.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I was trying to see if you would be like, no, why would I watch that?
I don't know.
But no, it's good. It's good.
I don't know. I haven't really watched a whole lot of Adam Sandler
I'm
movies
glad that
lately.
I'm glad you keep an open mind. That's a good thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Totally. Yeah. I mean, I need to, because I feel like we've talked about this, maybe not on the podcast, but definitely, to each other before. So like, I hate reading reviews where they're like, about anything, reviews about anything. I feel like I go to, but then sometimes I'm like, you know what? Fuck the reviews. Like, I want to find out for myself. Like, because people are probably wrong. I need to know. I need to know for me.
Understandable. Yeah. No, I agree. I like to see things. I actually was just talking to some people at work this morning because I was telling them how like I like watching like a bad TV shows, like not like bad, but like, like TV show, like how we watched The Net, right? Like I enjoyed watching it.
Did you put that in that channel? Did you put The Net in that channel? I'm pretty sure I deleted that message,
yeah, I did.
Didn't I?
Yeah.
The Net, the TV series. No. Jesus
Never
Christ. Again. No.
But anyway, I enjoyed the experience of watching through it, even though it was bad. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I was just like, but with movies, it's bizarre, right? Because how many episodes did we commit to doing that just for a gag, right? And it's like with a movie, I would be like, I don't know if I want to watch it. That's a lot of a commitment to commit to a movie that might be bad, even if I might enjoy it because it's bad.
You mean
and I don't
like
know
2 hours? Like 2 hours?
Right, exactly. My brain is so broken because I'm just like, I can't commit 2 hours to a movie that could be bad. That seems like a waste of time, even if I enjoy it a little bit. And then I'm like, I'm going to spend 60 hours watching this show.
Yeah, I'll watch 24 hours of this fucking garbage television. You know what's worse for me is that like, I watched some of that while I was tired, so like I would just fall asleep and then have to watch that same episode again. So I watched more of The Net than there is of The Net.
That's great. I love it. Yeah, it was fun. First, back not talking about movies anymore. Stray Kids. We found out that spoilers. Bang Chan's favorite food is meat.
Oh. Is that a spoiler?
I know.
Or is that something that we just found out?
That is a thing we definitely knew. That's something we knew from the very beginning. I did know that Lino's favorite food that he's made was beef Wellington. I knew that for sure. And beef
Wellington seems like a dish that just takes way too long to make for it to be worth it.
I believe that on a live, he's literally said that is true, and he hasn't made it again since. But he loves it. It just took a long time. And Jeanette made a little emote for our Discord server that has a little chef hat Lee bit, and he's holding a beef Wellington.
Nice.
Yeah, so there you go. Just a little, and you can have that.
Jeanette, did you make that using what is that shit called? Vector? Because if you did, then you can make it a sticker in addition to being an emoji. That way it's bigger and has more detail. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think she did. She did. It is in Vector. There you go. Yeah, she could just make it bigger. Anyway, it's good. I was enjoying this whole thing. The next one that really like caught my eye and that I remember distinctly is they had this whole thing of like, would you be willing to give up your a precious thing to you to let the other members borrow it? And it's like most of them were just like, no, could not do that. My favorite one was that not Sungmin. Felix was like, they were like, oh, would you lend me your computer for a month? And he was like, yeah, I would lend you my computer for a month. And they were like, oh, okay. And then somebody was like, what about your bedroom for a month? And he was like, nope, sorry, nope. And I'm like, what? Why? I'm like,
yeah. Why in what? Like, why would you need to borrow a room for a month, or why can you give up your room for a month?
Yeah, like I wouldn't be able to give up my computer for a month, but maybe he would because he's got like a console, a Switch, or whatever. He could play other games, right?
Yeah,
but
I was thinking about that, and I'm like, if somebody asked me to give up my phone for a month, I could do a computer. I can do without a computer for a month. I have. It's possible, right? My phone, on the other hand, my phone is like my go-to, but at the same time, if somebody needed it for a month, I feel like I could give it up because I would go get my Kindle and download books onto my Kindle and then just use that, you know?
Yeah. You just book it all up there.
Yeah. Oh, but also I have I have my old phone, which still works, like is in perfect condition. I could just use that as my backup. So,
yeah, you got options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give up all my phones though? I don't know, because I think the hardest part that I would have with that is that I use my phone as my alarm clock. So
yeah, that would make things a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, I'd have to buy an alarm clock.
Yeah. You have to buy an alarm clock. Wow.
What is the thing that you could that you could give up for a month that is precious to you?
That I could give up for a month? I don't know, lots of shit.
Lots of shit. So you have lots of shit that is precious to you.
Yeah, like I care a lot about my stuff, you know, like because I have like this whole like classic. I was thinking what immediately came to mind was like my Super Nintendo, you know, and like all my Super Nintendo games, because I would never give up my children. So instead, I have a Super Nintendo, which I love to play, but I don't play it very often because it's in the office and I work from home a lot, and so I don't want to be in the office when I am not working. And so I don't end up playing it even though I have it. But like the idea of having to leave it, like if okay, house is burning down, I can save one console, I would be crushed if I couldn't bring my Super Nintendo. Yeah. Because I love it. I love it so much. It's like it's my childhood, right? I would be crushed if I couldn't bring so many of my consoles. Many consoles.
Let me phrase the question differently.
Yeah, phrase it differently.
All right. Name something that you use or engage with on a daily basis that if I told you you had to give up for a month right now, you had to pick something that fits that criteria, what would it be?
My Apple Watch.
Your Apple Watch?
I don't know. The question is hard because it's like it's not dear to me, but I wear it every day. But I could give it up.
Okay.
Well, if it's something I would not want to part with,
yeah,
it's a different question, right? Because what about my toothbrush, my electric toothbrush?
What? And
it's a Philips Sonicare.
Go with like a
just
standard,
have to use like a standard, like a peasant toothbrush.
God.
You know what I mean?
That's awful.
I know, exactly. And we just bought a new one, and it's like we had like a Sonicare brand name, right?
Yeah.
Before, and then we got this new one, and I'm like, why is it so much more powerful than my old one? Like, it's ridiculous. So.
Powerful? Yeah, you mean like harder on your teeth?
No, but like the vibrations are more intense.
Oh.
Like, yeah. Anyway,
I don't know.
It makes my mouth feel so clean. I love it. But could I imagine someone being like, hey, I need to borrow your Sonicare for a month.
Well,
and you just have to brush with a regular brush. God, I would be miserable.
I could do that because I bought Anna the exact same toothbrush that I have, which is the Sonicare, the Philips Sonicare, whatever the fucking newest one is, the Diamond Clean or whatever,
Diamond.
I bought one for myself, and then I was like,
this is not an ad.
It's not an ad, but I was like, this is fucking incredible. And then I was like, well, when I go like on Underways, then she's not gonna have access to it. So I was like, I'm just gonna have to buy her own. So I bought her one. So like if somebody needed my toothbrush for a month, yeah, I mean, because it's you take the head off, so like I could just put my head on her toothbrush and be fine.
Would it be fine? Because like, what if that person doesn't like wipe up the handle when they're done?
I guess
what if they just get a little toothpaste? So they don't take care of it like you would.
I feel like if I'm willing to part with something for a month, that I should be comfortable parting with it forever,
Oh, yeah, fair enough. But I would not.
Yeah. Like if you let, I don't know, if you let somebody have something for any amount of time, you need to be comfortable with the idea that you won't get it back. Even if you should get it back, and it should be in the condition, that you gave it in. But you I don't know. I feel like you have to have that element of like, I may not get this back, just in case.
Yeah, I mean, like
plan for the worst.
Plan for the worst. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, Jeanette says, "What would you be willing to give up if Stray Kids asked?" Well, what's the is there a reciprocal nature to this? Do they just say, "Hey, give me your lunch money," or do I get something from it? Like we get to meet. They can have Lino can have my cat.
If they're asking this of you, that means they're already talking to you. So like you got that, checked off the bucket list. I feel like.
we talked so much shit about my cat too, and like the idea of being like, oh, Lino, you can have
you want
my
Oni-chan,
cat.
the asshole.
He's like, it's I talk a lot of shit, right? But he's like sleeping very nicely next to me in Jeanette's chair. Like he's been relatively good recently. And like the other day, his eye was a little blinky in a weird way, which sometimes happens to cats when they have an infection or a little sick or whatever. And it just like made me think like, oh God, like if it doesn't go away and we're gonna have to take him to the vet, what if they actually tell us like, he's old and he's sick and he's not gonna get better, so you got to put him down. And it like really spiraled me into being like, all right, Oni, why don't you come and sleep in our bedroom tonight? Like you can come in. Like, I was just like, he's been my cat for a really long time.
Yeah.
So
I totally understand that 100% because because Ferk is like, I don't know, Ferk is he should be so adorable, and yet he just finds every possible way to be a nasty little annoying fuck, Ferk.
Yeah.
Ferk, Ferk. That's my dog's name. He's a tiny little miniature dachshund, and he's a nasty little man.
He is a nasty little man. And but he is also adorable. Like he can be adorable.
But he can also be
an old man now.
He's so old. He's like 12 or 13 now. Wow. Yeah, like Anna and I are always talking like, oh yeah, Ferk's on his way out, but like he's just gonna live to 30 out of spite, like just to make sure we have to deal with him. Yeah, I would like he's so fun to watch like at the park, because he's just like a little explorer and he wants to kill squirrels, but like he's also just a little he's weak and
he's a weak dog
and he whines.
Yeah,
like at the small like Roxy will just like be near him and he'll be like, like just start crying because she's invading his space, which she does. Yeah. She like intent, she's being. Anyway, this is a Stray Kids podcast.
Yeah, right. Anyway, so Hyunjin wins, obviously.
Right.
Look, if you would have told me that they're going to have a quiz meant to determine which one of them is the loviest one and who loves the most, my answer would have been Hyunjin from the very beginning. And it was. So, like, you know, he had 8 points. And what he earned was for the next game, he was able to pick his partner. They were going to partner up. They're all going into rooms blindfolded. Nobody knows who's in whose room because they're going to do a series of challenges by chatting into like a chat on some devices and try and figure out who's in what room.
Yeah.
And Hyunjin picks Changbin. And he says he picks him because he wants to he thinks it's going to be fun to like do it with him. So there you go. We ended up with Lino and Bangchan, classic old man team. We got Ian and Felix, so that's good. And then I don't have anything interesting to say about that. And then Seungmin and Han, and Han, I throughout that whole part of this episode is so confident in his answers. He's like, I've solved it. I've figured it out. We've nailed it. We're gonna do it's this, and this. And he is just like constantly not only getting ripped by me, but also getting ripped by the production staff who are like editing and going like, nope, he's wrong. Also, there's a bunch of like weird, wacky like sound effects that they use in there because like there was one where they were like, what the fuck? And it was like beep. And I'm like, excuse me? Did that just happen? But yeah, there you are.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to do lots of different little challenges to guess who was in which room. They did like an initial statement where they had to like chat something into the chat, and try and mess with each other to try and pretend like they were somebody they're not, which I think could work in that situation. Like if you're gamifying it, if you're trying to think about it. But like only if you like wrote down who you're pretending to be so that as the challenges go on, you continue to pretend to be that person. That way you convince the other people that person is in the room.
Right.
But I don't think anyone did that. It seemed to jump. I mean, like somewhat to their advantage, the answers were all over the place. At the end of each round.
Yeah, some of the like determinations they made from like the emojis, I was like, that's what you're getting from this? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean like so exactly because for the emoji one, because they had to send 2 emojis, one to describe each of the people who are in the room. I could not believe that nobody was putting together that like the 2 old man team was together when they just did basic smileys, one right side up and one upside down. Like they didn't do like any creative different type of emojis. They just did the basic ones, the most boomer emojis possible. And people did not like jump on that and go like, oh, that's the boomers. They don't know any other emojis to use. Yeah, we got this.
No, someone said, oh, this room must be Bangchan and Ian because one is up and one is down.
That's true. They thought one is up, one is down. So yeah. Which I can understand the logic, right? Oldest, youngest. That would make sense. But nope.
Nope.
Yep. Nope. They missed it. They also had to do one where they had to take a picture of their elbow. And just Changbin tried to be like, this isn't going to work. He's like flexing and his arm is enormous. And he's like, shit, we're going to have to zoom way in. We can't do this. This isn't going to work. They had to share their foot size. And then people could guess from there in centimeters, which I think is normal to them. But I'm like, I don't know. How many centimeters is in a size 14 shoe? You tell me.
Yeah. Too many.
Yeah. There's too many 14s in there.
Yep.
Let's see. I'm going to Google it right now. Live Googling.
Oh.
Somebody beats me to it.
Yeah, sometimes like when we
Millimeters?
when we,
It's millimeters, right? Yeah, that would make sense. If you had a 250 centimeter shoe, that would be a little weird.
Yeah, we have to give our height in inches when we do when we're getting like weighed and all that for the PRTs. So like they go up and they're like, how tall are you? And I'm like, 71, 70, I think 71. and then they measure me. It's 71.
Yeah. Then
I have to remember that my number is 71 because sometimes I get a little slouch and they're like, it's 70. I'm like, no, it's 71. You give me that fucking inch.
You're like, give me my one. Give me my one. Yeah, I pulled it up here. Size 14 shoe is 312 millimeters. So take that, straight kids.
312.
312. What do you think of that, men? Men. Yeah. So they had to do that, and so they had some guesses on that, and then like I like wrote down like Han is confidently wrong. Like he was like spending so much time like hyping it up, and Seungmin as his partner was just like, yeah, if you say so, like, woof, yeah, whatever you say, man, like, yeah. So
yeah, Tom is 5'11".
Tom is 5'11". But can anyone guess how tall Phil is?
Never quite made it to the 6 foot mark. That's okay though. I'm not what do you call it? Insecure about that. I like being 5'11". It adds character.
There's nothing wrong with it.
I know there's nothing wrong with it.
I do too, because I am also 5'11".
Yeah.
But like I also like all my friends, like Kevin is like 6'2", and then I have another friend who's like taller. Like I have these friends who are like taller than me, so I end up feeling short, even though like, right, Jeanette's like, you're not short. Yeah, I'm short. Like, right. I'm a foot taller than Jeanette. So yeah. You know what? You were a foot taller than Jeanette too.
That's true. You know what I learned when I was in Texas recently is my brother. I think on my brother's driver's license it says that he's 6 foot, but I'm taller than him. So explain that.
Oh no! He's getting called out on the podcast.
Yeah, we were like, I don't know. Like I don't know if I've always been taller than him, but like for as long as we've been our full height, like I've been taller than him, and like we were standing next to each other, and I was like, like I don't know even why it got brought up, but he was like, yeah, on my driver's license it says I'm 6 foot. And I was like, you're not 6 foot because I'm 5'11" and I'm taller than you. And he's like, well, it says I'm 6 foot. I'm 6 foot, baby.
I mean, the thing about the driver's license process in Texas is that they do not check.
You could just tell them. I'm 6'3". I like the line in the Little Dicky song. when he's like I'm 5'11", but on Tinder I'm 6 foot.
I just, okay, when I was 16 and getting my license, right? You had to like fill out the paperwork for your license, and you just mark down like what's your eye color, what's your height, what's your all that stuff. You just write it down, and they don't check it. They're just like, yeah, whatever you say. Yeah. And I have like light brown eyes, or did at the time. Who knows? I don't look at my own eyes very often, but I have like light brown eyes, and in my mind, when I was looking at the list of eye colors, I'm like, light brown, Crayola colors, that's hazel. And so I just marked down hazel, and then I find out like years later, like that's not what hazel is. Yeah. That's not like hazel eyes. And I was like, so my driver's license says I have hazel eyes. Like,
no, Anna has hazel eyes.
Yeah. I do not. I have brown eyes.
I have brown eyes. Yeah. Yeah, same. I have brown eyes. You have brown eyes. We're both 5'11".
We're both married.
We're both
listen to
married.
Stray Kids.
We're both men. We're both
men.
We both share our voices on a podcast called I'll Make a Stay Out of You that you can participate in the Discord conversation on if you go to makeastay.com. Join the Discord.
Oh Lord,
check out the store. I'm plugging. Anyway.
Yeah, anyway. So then they had a challenge where they had to balance on an A4 sheet of paper.
Hang on, we got some grown up
them.
stuff to talk about. The difference between a permit and a license, to my understanding of this, is that a license is like independent access. A permit
That's correct.
means you can drive as long as there's somebody in the car with a license.
That's correct. That's the way it is. It was when I was getting mine, but that is correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. unless if you have a job, you can get what's called a hardship license, where you can have a full driver's license to drive to and from work and to and from school only, alone.
Without a
without
person.
like a passenger that has a driver's license. Yep. Because I one of my friends in high school did that specifically. Like, he got a job at McDonald's just so he could drive the car before he was 16.
Wow.
So, yeah. Yep. True story. How about that?
That's capitalism, baby. You want to drive a car? Get a job.
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, it's an option.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they had to the members had to balance basically both of them fitting onto one A4 size sheet of paper. And that's pretty hard, but they all settled into a nice hug, and then Felix said, like, stupid members will have someone ride on their backs. And then they cut to Changbin and Kenshin, and Changbin's like holding him up, riding on his back. He's like, I could do this. He's like, hey, could you get one of the assistants to bring me some water? Bring me some water and sweet potato, and I could do this for another 10 minutes. Yeah. So funny. It's just like, that cut was beautiful. They did such a good job. I know, like, we've talked about before how, like, it kind of pains me a little bit that, like, Changbin ends up being Changbin. I'm not changing it for you. Changbin ends up like he ends up being like the butt of the jokes a lot of the time. And I know that, like, he invites it sometimes, but, like, when it's the members fooling around, it's like they're all friends. When it's an editor putting it on the screen, I'm like, who are you?
Yeah,
who are you to say
guy.
that? You know? Yeah. But I don't know. It was pretty funny. But Bangchan and Lino ended up winning the A4 paper challenge, and they went on to the next thing. They had 5 rounds of stuff they did while not looking at each other. I'll also point out, Bangchan tried to cheat. Okay, he leaned out the door to be like, "Is anyone out here? Can I see?" How dare he? One of the next thing they had to do is one of the people in the room had to share 3 songs from a playlist, and so they all tried to be a little tricky with that. Like either by choosing some popular songs that just everybody likes, so Justin Bieber, or I've never heard a Justin Bieber song. Is that true? I think I've heard part of one now.
Baby?
Because I heard a cover.
I feel like that's like the one that everyone heard, right? Baby.
I've heard. I have not heard that song. I have heard Kevin Smith sing that song, doing an impression of it.
Really?
That's it. Yeah.
There is a song that I have heard that is by Justin Bieber that I had heard in so many different, like, from so many different sources, and I'm like, this is a pretty good song, and then I find out that it was Justin Bieber, and I'm like, no fucking way, that's Justin Bieber, you know?
Yeah, right. Yeah, 100%. The last thing that they did, the 5th thing, was that they had to write something on a piece of paper, get some of their handwriting, and then send a picture of that to the group chat. And then they were going to take a break, but then the episode ended. So we don't know who wins. We don't know who is the most correct. We don't know anything. So I guess you could say we'll find out on the next episode. But I'm looking at the timestamp and it's been over an hour. So I'm like, I prepared for us to watch the first take of 2 different songs.
It's not going to happen.
But I'm going to, I know that Tom has to work in the morning and he's got a lot going on. So we're going to have to push it again. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We
can't do it.
Oh, actually, I don't know. We can probably, I don't know, make it happen Sunday.
Yeah, one did come out today. It's like the newest thing. But Tom, Tom was already talking to us about how he needed some sleep, and he's got work in the morning. Yeah. So
I do have work in the morning.
We have to look. Pharaoh needs to let our people go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway. No. All right, that joke didn't land. I saw The Prince of Egypt in theaters with my friend Sam in school.
The Prince of Egypt was Jake Gyllenhaal in that?
I don't know. I was too young to think about. I was like old enough to go to a movie by myself or with just one friend, but young enough to where I didn't pay attention to who did the voices for what.
Oh.
So
that was Prince of Persia? Okay.
It's an animated movie.
Man, I don't fucking know.
You don't know? The Prince of Egypt?
The Prince of Egypt. I'm trying to place it, and I just can't,
The whole deal was like, I just literally saw like, I don't know, I think it was like a TikTok or whatever. Like, I think DreamWorks was like, they put all their best animators on The Prince of Egypt because they thought this is the future. This is going to be the title that takes us away. And so they kept taking like animators that they like hated and didn't like or whatever. And they were like, you're getting Shrek'd. And they would put them onto Shrek.
Right.
And so they release this like giant project that was The Prince of Egypt. It's just like the Moses story. And I thought it was fine. But then they also like later those people who they thought were like their like second stringers released Shrek and like made them an animation company.
Right.
So it's pretty funny.
Shrek is great.
Shrek is great.
I've never seen The Prince of Egypt, I don't think.
Yeah. But I saw it exactly one time. So
I wonder what the first movie I ever saw in theaters was. I had to be young, right? So I don't think there's any possible way that I can remember. Maybe my parents can, but I don't know.
Prince of Egypt was 1998. Well, your mom is here. She could tell you maybe.
Maybe. I know I saw the Pokemon movie in theaters. I don't think that was the first movie I ever saw though, but I can tell you what the first DVD that not I ever owned, but we ever owned was.
Yeah.
It was Detroit Rock City.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Get up, everybody. Go on, leave your seat. Right? Dun, 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 right? It's a fucking Kiss song, right?
It is yes.
I'm just saying. I've seen the movie. It's good.
It's a movie.
So, okay, but hear me out. I don't know what the first movie that I ever saw in theaters was, but I saw the original Jurassic Park in theaters.
Ooh, that's good. Yeah.
It was good, and I also saw Jurassic Park: The Lost World in theaters, but which was not as good. Did not appreciate it. But Jurassic Park, the original one, it came out in 93.
Yeah. Well, I was 2.
So I was 10. You were 2. Fuck. God damn it. And on that fucking bombshell, if you want to follow us, please go to makeastay.com. I'll be in the old folks' home, listening to K-pop, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Okay,
year-
bye-bye, everybody.
What year was Go-Gurt born? 08? A year.
Is that real?
You were born.
2008?
You were born in 08, so you were 1 when I graduated high school.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. No. I was closer to my 10-year high school reunion than I was graduating.
Yeah, because you're
This is
8
not-
years older than me.
I know. No, this is bad. I don't want to know how old I am. All right.
Yeah, we met when I was like 19 or 20, 19 or 20. Yeah, it's been a long road.
Okay, bye-bye, everybody.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Whack ass ending to that podcast.